Hey everybody, this is Chris. In this video, I detail the entire process of my HBO commissioned Season 8 Game of Thrones map markers carving. Whew. Dear Chris, we're so pleased you're a part of this artistic journey to celebrate the final season of Game of Thrones. Enclosed is a set of map markers, a piece of our history for you to reimagine as something new. We hope that you will document your artistic process from opening this box to the final piece of art in stills or video. Please hold on to these assets until the launch of the campaign, and feel free to share them on your social platforms for #ForTheThrone. We can't wait to see what you create for the throne. Wow! This is going to be awesome! I'm always salvaging wood that was either going to be sent to the landfill or cut up and burned. This is walnut. I found this in a fence row about 4 years ago. It's been sitting in my woodpile waiting for its opportunity, and that opportunity has come. It's 4 feet long, 2 feet wide, and a foot thick, and it probably weighs about 250 pounds. I hope to have the carving below 100 pounds when I'm done, just so it's easier to transport. Now, when HBO reached out to me, they gave me a brief, and they wanted me to figure out how to incorporate Lannister, Targaryen, and Stark into a carving or a set of carvings. So I downloaded some pictures on the internet. I tried different variations of 3 carvings or 1 carving, side profiles, having the wing of the dragon stick out, all these things. And either they were too complicated, would take too much time, or they would break. So I'm now going to carve the letters in the middle and then have the dragon flying in from the top, the wolf from the side, and the lion from the side, all converging at the throne. I've also got 2 time-lapse cameras set up, one for the top and one from the side, to give you a great view, I'm hoping. So here we go. For complex projects like these, it's important that I carve for 8 or 12 hours at a time to ensure one feature seamlessly flows into the next. The most important feature of the dragon are the wings, especially the texturing. I've roughed in the overall dragon, and you can see the wings will follow the curve of the log. I traced out the supporting wing structure and then removed the wood in between. The dragon was closely monitoring the carve to make sure it turned out perfect. And repeat. The texturing was achieved by taking short, uneven cuts across the surface of the wings. I'm even carving in the damage to the back of the wings as if it had been in a fight. Next, I moved to the head. The map marker they sent me had a very small head in proportion to the body, so I decided to enlarge it. I started with the eye and then carved everything around it. I just lopped off the dragon's ear, so while the glue is drying, I'm going to start working on the back. For the spikes on the tail, I basically carved rectangles and then sawed and chiseled them to a point. Finally, I went back and finished the head. To make the scales, I simply cross-hashed with a chisel and then widened out the lines. I am really happy with how the tail turned out. You'll see I've also left the tail connected to the main body of the wood so it wouldn't get snapped off. Originally I was going to just spot lacquer certain areas. But there was enough texture across the carving to reflect the light, so I lacquered the entire dragon. I'm really happy how the Targaryen dragon turned out. One down, 2 to go. I had to continually remove wood to free up space for my tools, and do it in a way that did not damage the other carvings. And so we begin. For the direwolf, the most important feature is the thick fur on its shoulders and back. It got a little tricky managing the wood removal between the lion and the wolf. I need to remove enough wood for my tool so I can carve the wolf, but if I remove too much, then I can't carve the full lion. To simplify the wood removal, I'm drilling some deep holes and then removing the wood in between. It also ensures I don't have any unwanted wood breaks in these confined spaces. As with the dragon, I'm roughing in the entire wolf before I start on the details. It was a huge benefit to have the actual models versus just pictures. So far it looks like a cross between a panda and an Arctic fox. The wolf felt a little bit easier than the dragon. I didn't really have to carve layers. You basically carve the main body of the wolf, and then you carve the forelegs and the tail. It didn't seem really complex. The fur was not as difficult as I thought it would be. I basically carved rectangular blocks and then added thin lines. I went back and thinned out the face and made the eyeball smaller to match the map marker. Again, the deep texturing enabled me to lacquer the entire direwolf. I love the fur, but I'm especially happy that it looks like a wolf and not a panda. Two down, 1 to go. With the wolf complete, I then covered it up with cardboard and black sheets to protect it from a stray chisel. And finally, to Lannister. The main challenge with the lion is that I wanted it to be 1/4 into the wood and 3/4 out of the wood. I was blocked on the front by the wolf and the top by the dragon, so it really was a challenge to find space for my tools. I don't know if there's much magic here. I used the matte marker to guide me through the different layers of the mane as it flowed from the front to the back of the lion. Sorry there's no sound here. It took about 2 hours to get through the initial face. I made this face way too big. It's way out of proportion for what I have left to carve. So I'm going to try and thin this face up just a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. I think I can make that work. Sorry, no sound here again. I basically did the first 2 layers of the front of the mane, and then did the hair on the back, and that defined the borders for which I had to fit everything else into. The most important feature of the lion is its massive mane. Now that the mane is complete, carving the body was pretty straightforward. Now that's much better. Now the truth is I'm just lazy. I just lacquered the whole thing. But it turned out beautiful. The carving is still way too heavy, so I need to take some more wood out of it. I just love my Japanese whaleback saw. It's perfect for ripping all sizes of wood, small and large. By thinning the top half, I both reduced the weight while also making the wings look even larger. Finally, I carved the campaign name in the middle. Actually, I lost 10 pounds. Now comes the best part. Hey, thank you HBO and the Game of Thrones for giving me the opportunity to create this. I gave you the very best that I had, and I hope that you and all the fans of the show love it as much as I do. And for all of you out there, thank you so much for following me on this journey. And please subscribe to me on YouTube and follow me on Instagram at @ChopWithChris so you don't miss out on any of my future projects. Thank you.
What? 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 Oh man.
I know, isn't that dragon gorgeous?
It is. This is incredible. Oh, it's so cool. This is really cool.
I thought you'd like it.
Yeah.